What would you say is your approach to hitting? How would you describe your approach?
I'd say my approach is I'd like to think it's aggressive on my pitch. You know, I'm looking for something in my zone, and hopefully I don't miss it. You know, that's what I'm trying to do. Get a pitch I can handle and hit it as hard as I can. And, you know, as many people probably think, that my pitch is out over the plate. That's where I do my most damage, and that's where I try to stay. You know, sometimes I get tied up in, so I don't really look for that pitch.
What do you do 2 strikes? You know they're going to come in on you. They did that last year after they started to learn about you a little bit. How do you handle that?
Well, 2 strikes, I'm going to shorten up anyway. You know, I'm going to get, you know, I can go 2-strike approach right here. I'm going to get off the knob a little bit. And I'm just going to try to see the ball as long as I can. And we kind of have a philosophy in our organization where if a pitcher can make a pitch with 2 strikes on the edge in, I might not be able to get to that. But where I'm going to be able to do my most damage and have my most success with 2 strike is out over the plate, because that's where they want to get you out. So if he wants to come in here and hit me, you know, that's just the way it goes sometimes. You know, hopefully I can get rid of it, or if I take it, that's okay. But most of your success is going to come out over the plate with 2 strikes. So that's where I try to stay, and I try to use the middle field as much as possible.
Who taught you to go the other way?
I tell you what, it's just one of those things that some people pull the ball really well. I don't know if it's because I had a slow bat when I was younger, but I always went the other way very well.
Really?
I never pulled the ball very well. One of those things I'm still learning, I had to teach myself to do, but I don't pull the ball very well. I mean, I have to cheat. But being able to use the middle of the field for some reason has been one of my strengths playing since I was younger.
When you came here, you told me the story during the year when your coach was going through the guys. Yeah, hey, so here's my name and right fielder. You told me came to you. Well, you can tell the story. You know where I'm going.
Well, I came here and was a freshman, and we're introducing ourselves, and so they ask, you know, what's your name, what position you play, and of course, being the 18-year-old idiot that I am, I told them my name was Daniel Murphy, and I bat third. So you got a room full of 21 and 22-year-olds who've been there for 3 or 4 years. They didn't think that was very funny, but I did, and some of my buddies did. So, you know, it was just one of those kind of, I was kind of half joking, but serious at the same time. But I've learned one thing, the longer I play this game, is that you can't be a DH. So as serious as I take my offense, I'm taking my defense just as serious.
Right. I think that's probably a misconception about you. Obviously, you're just really learning left field on a full-time basis last year for the most part. I mean, do you think that's a misconception that people think because you're not as polished defensively that you don't take it as seriously? Is that?
I think that, you know, some people may think that I don't take it as seriously, and maybe once upon a time I didn't, but you know, once I got to college, I realized that, you know, you can't DH. Not if you want to play this game as long as you want to. And you know, I take defense very seriously now, and it's something that I just realized I need to work on. It's not at the same level as my offense, but there's definitely something for me to work on every day when I show up to the ballpark, I promise that.
For more on Kevin Burkhardt's Day with Daniel Murphy, watch Mets Hot Stove Thursday at 7 p.m. only on SNY.